Yes, boys, what's going on here? LaxAttacks here, bringing you another episode. This time I'm on my level 8 account. Alright, today is a little bit different. I'm going to change up this episode, and I'm actually going to be testing out a fans-based deck. So that means I don't have any fans, so I'm going to be using one of my clan members' decks, and I'm going to be testing it out. Today's deck is actually going to be Scoob's deck. He's my number 4 in my clan. He's got a pretty solid deck. As you can see right here. He said with his goal, he's trying to bait out the arrows, so let's say with the Goblin Barrel, and then have a strong push behind with, let's say, the Minion Horde. Okay? So I played about 12 games with this deck. I've got, as you can see, I won the last 3. This one I got disconnected. And I played about 10 to 12 games. Probably lost more than I won, but once I got to 3 games winning in a row, I called it quits. However, I did change this deck around. I found that there was a couple main things that I needed to change. Defensively, there's 2 expensive towers here. Yes, they're both really good, but it's too expensive when defending. If someone pushes you when you're not ready, you're not going to have 5 elixir to put down one of those towers to defend a Hog Rider. So what I did is I changed out the Inferno Tower for the Tombstone. I figured you wanted 2 defenses still, so I figured that would be good. What that does is not only bring out a couple guys, but it's an instant killer and it's cheap for hogs and things like a prince that would rush down on your other side. I noticed that you don't really have too much offense because I don't consider the offense or the Goblin Barrel to be offensive. Even like the Minion Horde can be barely offensive, just comboed with the giant skeleton. So something that I wanted to bring in that's better than the skeletons for defense is I wanted to bring in the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is a little bit of more of a defensive threat and can also be helpful on offense when leading the way for the giant skeleton. Since you said you wanted to bait out arrows, I thought the skeleton army would be great for drawing out any type of arrows or fireballs, so I wanted to switch them out for 2 more elixir compared to the spear goblins. Now, I know these seems like a lot of big changes, but it actually winds up helping pretty well throughout my gameplay. So that being said, I tested it out for 13 games, 10 to 12 games, and I come to realize that I think this is probably a little bit better of a defensive setup. So, alright, that being said, I'm going to show you a couple replays and we'll see how it all goes. Alright? Okay, so for our first replay, we play a level 7. And I know playing a level 7 isn't really the best representation of how to test out your deck. But it's a good game anyway, and I just wanted to show it anyway. So, in this game, I used the Spear Goblins, but in the other 2 games, I'm going to be using the Skeleton Horde. So I just wanted to point that out. Also, I have the Valkyrie in for the Skeletons. So I'm going to have a good push because he uses the arrows off really, really early. So that means I can throw my Horde down and my Goblin Barrel. And since I have my Valkyrie there in the mix of it, I'm actually going to take down his tower early. So one big aggressive play by him winds up making him lose his tower. So also I just wanted to say, anytime you see the skeletons or the Valkyrie, that's in replace of the skeletons. And you'll notice on defense, the Valkyrie is a lot more beneficial than using the skeletons. So in this case, I see the Hog, I'm going to have to use the Bomb Tower to distract that. And now that I see the Wizard, the best thing to distract that is the Valkyrie. So the Valkyrie is going to take out that, and it's going to be able to make a little push on the left. So I decided to throw down my Goblin Barrel and make him waste his arrows. He does, winds up taking it out, that's fine. I'm also down 1 elixir. So the best way to take out this prince, and here's a good example with the Tombstone. Loses the charge to the first skeleton, destroys it, and then has 4 more skeletons to be dealt with. So now I was behind on a little bit of elixir, and now I'm going to be able to catch up with him. So from here, I know he still has just used his arrows, so I can still use my Minion Horde on offense. But I'm still going to wait. I see a Minion Horde, so I decided to zap it. He plays a well-played freeze spell, because I was not expecting him to freeze. Good call by him. Alright, I'm going to go for a little push on offense. It winds up not even doing that much. It was a little bit of an unnecessary push, and I'm realizing that now, but it won't make too much of a difference. I throw down the Goblin Barrel again to waste his arrows. He misses because it's on his Crown Tower. His Crown Tower is really low, but I wind up not taking it out. Since he just used his arrows, I'm going to put down my Horde and hopefully to get some damage. I forgot he had his Wizard, so his Wizard's able to take out my Horde. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why I zapped. I guess I was being a jackass because I could have zapped way earlier. So I throw down a skeleton, giant skeleton, to get ready for an offensive push and soak up some damage. So I put a Valkyrie to take out the the Wizard, and I zap everything he's got there. He still hasn't used his arrows, so I'm going to try to bait those out. Again, he misses his arrows. That's huge. That would have been a 3-count victory. Alright, that was an easy win. Alright, let's jump into the second replay. In this replay, I substituted out the Spear Goblins for the Horde, and you'll see how more important the Horde is on defense than the Spear Goblins would be. Also, it does a great job of drawing out any of his arrows or fireballs. So he starts out, every guy I played honestly had a Hog Rider. 10 out of these 12 games had a Hog Rider in it, so I had literally just built my deck for that type of fight. A little bit of a skirmish on the left. It's going to wind up being neutralized. It's going to be an even draw. I decide to test the waters and see if he has any arrows by throwing out my Goblin Barrel. Question mark. I guess I'll do it when I'm full. He throws down the Elixir Collector, which I think is a prime time of throwing out the Goblin Barrel. He does have arrows like everybody else. So that means I can build a push in the back, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start, of course, with the Giant Skeleton in the back to build up some time. I'm not going to put anything down until he makes a move, so I'm going to be waiting. He throws a cannon. Alright, I'm almost full on Elixir, so I'm going to put my Horde right behind my skeleton so it can soak up all the damage. He's got a Musketeer. This is a perfect time to kill everything. Here's a great use of the Zap spell with this deck. Takes out the Goblins, freezes the Crown Tower so my Giant Skeleton can live. So I'm going to wind up taking some serious damage on his tower and killing his Musketeer, putting me still up on Elixir. Since he just used his arrows, I can put down my Skeleton Army, and look how damaging the Skeleton Army is going to be to his base. That was way more worth it than just using the skeleton or than the Spear Goblins. He throws out a Hog and the Valkyrie again. It's going to get neutralized just by using my Valkyrie. My Valkyrie is going to clean up his Spear Goblins as well. I throw the Spear Goblins or the Goblin Barrel, knowing that he can use the arrows. He does it every single time, and it's just not paying off for him. I decided to throw down the Giant Skeleton and the Tombstone to distract the Hog Rider. Since the Hog Rider destroyed the Tombstone after it was frozen, I still had unfrozen skeletons. He wastes arrows there, so I think it's perfect timing to use my Skeleton Army. I follow up with a Valkyrie just in case he puts down any type of spam behind. I know he used his arrows kind of early, so I can put down my Goblin Barrel and finish off that tower. I've got a Tombstone ready for this Hog Rider. Watch, he won't do any damage to my tower. Oh, if he didn't freeze. He winds up actually almost coming back here with the well-timed arrows on my tower to wind up almost winning the game. It's a good play on his part. He almost came back and tied the game. Bring it to the last replay. This game is honestly crazy. There's so much going on the entire game, both left and the right. This guy has 4 different forms of splash damage. The arrows, fireball, bomb tower, and the dragon. So that means that my hordes and my squishy little guys are not going to do well against this type of this deck. So not much I can really play off the start here except my Skeleton Army. Throw that out. Everything here is going to be a little bit neutral. He's got a baby dragon that's going to come down. Not much I can do besides try to distract it. He didn't have any arrows or fireball ready, or didn't even use the fireball on my Goblin Barrel, so I'm able to get off a good quarter damage on his tower. Defensive bomb tower is able to deal with these barbarians. I'm going to have a little issue with that spawner on the left, but I decided there's nothing I can do besides leave it. So from here, I'm going to get ready for a push, like always, and I think I'm going to try putting the Valkyrie in front. This way I can take out any of the spam that he's about to drop. He wastes a fireball, so that's perfect timing for me to put down some type of horde. I don't think I saw... Oh, I think I probably did see the arrows. He has to use the arrows on my horde, and that's able to let my giant skeleton still move forward without getting distracted. So even though he destroyed it, it's still a bad call. I'm a little bit low on elixirs, so the only thing I can defend these barbarians with is with my tombstone. He decides to throw down the hog rider on the left side, which is a good call, but I'm able to distract it with my bomb tower. So from here, there's not much we can do, because honestly, we're on our heels the whole time with these spawners. So the only way we're going to win is be able to make some good plays. He's not ready, since he put down his spawner on the left. I'm able to put down my goblin barrel on the right. He zaps, that's good for my little, oh, he has another form, I didn't know he had the zap. Oh, I had the zap. So from here, I'm going to try to take out these barbarians with my Valkyrie and try to draw out his arrows on the left, which is exactly what I do. That's a bad play on his. So what I'm going to do is put down my horde on the right, along with probably a giant skeleton, and hopefully clear the way. Oh, never mind. I'm able to throw down my goblin barrel, which he finally uses his fireball on. He throws down a bunch of spam on the left, more barbarians. My bomb tower can clean all that up. The only downside to this deck is it doesn't have anything that good against air. So when you see something that, well, I don't take the baby dragon as a threat, first of all, but if you see something in the air, you have to save your minion horde for that and let it just focus, because there's not much you can do. So, and try to waste the arrows on something else, like always. From here, it's still getting a little bit crazy. Double time is when it's the spawner deck's game right here. So I decided to put out a tombstone to distract the barbarian, or the hog rider and barbarians. Hog rider gets a couple shots off, and that's not looking too good for me because I am definitely behind. He keeps wasting his fireball, so that means I can make a push on the right. He uses the arrows on my minion horde, so I'm able to throw a goblin barrel down, zap, and get some good damage down. Not much I can really do besides defend. I'm going to let that baby dragon go since I have the most health on that right tower. Again, he uses the fireball. Perfect time for me to start using some of my hordes. In this case, I decide that it's a perfect time to lead with Skeleton Army, followed up by a Valkyrie. I throw down the Goblin Barrel. Man, it's like a tongue twister for me today. Goblin Barrel to win all day long. So I really don't know if these replays helped you. It probably would have been a little bit more beneficial if I actually used your deck fully, but I was honestly having a lot of trouble with it. But with the right adjustments, like those 3 cards that I changed, I think it would be able to win a lot more games. And since I'm a little bit higher trophies than you, I think it's the best way to test it since I'm playing higher level guys. Oh, that was a 9 in there too, I think, in one of those replays. Anyway, guys, if you want me to test out your deck, just put your deck down in the comments, and I will be sure to try one out. I think it's fun. It helps me learn the game because I have to try new cards, and I don't mind trying to help you because that's what it's all about. Alright, guys, if you enjoyed, please subscribe for more, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Alright? Thanks, guys. LaxAttacks out.